All right, good morning, everybody. Today is January 31st. It is the last day of the month, and this is the day we've all been waiting for. We're waiting for this month to close so that we know how next month will play out on the charts. We won't really be going over any trading today, being that it is the last day of the month. We don't really trade on that kind of stuff, so we will just go straight into the information on all the resources that I had built up for over the weekend. So please just bear with me. I have it all together. I have screenshots. I have stuff to remind me. I have links posted. And they were all posted in the Discord. Let me go ahead and go to live tune in. All right, so you guys tuning in on Discord, you can go to the tune in channel and listen to me live. So we'll pull up the readable knowledge. This is all information that was posted and published over the weekend. So very, very important news coming out. A lot of stuff to go over. Let's go ahead and turn our little salt lamp on here. Cool deal. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the links. Just give me a second. Have it all set up for us. All right, so what is the most important that can recap what we pretty much talked about last week? I think this one here. All right, that should be good enough for you guys to see, but you will be able to follow along. If you can't see the screen right now, you can go to the link that's posted in the Discord and get this source right up on your computer. So I found this very interesting, especially after what we talked about last week, about all the stuff going on with Russia, all the stuff happening with regulating Bitcoin and wanting to get all that stuff in the House to regulate. The currency is unregulated at the moment. All the proof of work staking, all of that is coming to energy consumption. Too much energy is being consumed in order to operate these large-scale mining facilities. So the Biden administration to regulate Bitcoin as a matter of national security. And we'll cover on how it focuses more on the national security part because of the centralization of Bitcoin. And I'll make sure that I cover that point later on in the stream. So the White House wants to bring order to the haphazard approach that is currently being employed by regulators to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. The White House wants to set out cohesive sets of policies to regulate Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies as currently legislation and its enforcement are scattered across sectors and agencies according to multiple reports. The Biden administration will release an executive order in the coming weeks to task federal agencies with assessing the risks of opportunities that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies pose, Bloomberg first reported. The order is set to come under the umbrella of national security efforts as the administration seeks to analyze cryptocurrencies and employ a cohesive regulatory framework that would cover Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, stablecoins, and NFTs. This is designed to look holistically at digital assets and develop a set of policies that give coherency to what the government is trying to do in the space. A person familiar with the White House's plan told Barron's, because digital assets don't stay in one country, it's necessary to work with other countries on synchronization. Cross-border payments. The regulatory effort would reportedly involve the State Department, Treasury Department, and National Economic Council and Council of Economic Advisors, as well as the White House National Security Council, as the administration gauges the cryptocurrencies have economic implications for national security. The White House's plan to bring order to the haphazard approach that the government is now using to regulate crypto, the person told Barron's, currently different aspects of the cryptocurrency market are dealt with by different agencies, including the Securities and Exchange Commission and Commodity Futures Trading Commission. But there is little coordination and consensus when it comes to the classification of many different assets in the market. According to Bloomberg report, senior officials in administration has held multiple meetings on the plan, and the directive is expected to be presented to Joe Biden in the coming weeks. So very soon, all of this stuff is going to be in the White House table being discussed so that they can move on with the regulatory processes. And we can go, this was posted on January 27th. All right, and we'll just kind of go over some more interesting news that I see right here. We'll open this in a new tab. Open this in a new tab. All right, and we're not going to go over why you should sell your Bitcoin because that's really opinion at that point. If you feel like you should sell it, then sell it. If you don't, then don't let anybody else talk you out of it. All right, so the IMF urges El Salvador to ditch Bitcoin. IMF director said that they see risks in using Bitcoin as currency and issuing Bitcoin-backed loans. The executive board of the International Monetary Fund issued a statement on Tuesday urging El Salvador to remove Bitcoin's legal tender status in the country, citing concerns over risk the digital currency allegedly poses to financial stability and market integrity. The recommendations of the IMF comes from directors seek to stir the Central American country back to a position of better odds of receiving the $1.3 billion loan it asked to the international institution for last year, as high debt leads to increasing financial needs, the director noted in the statement. El Salvador adopted Bitcoin as a legal tender in September after President Nayib Bukele announced plans to introduce a Bitcoin bill in June. The bill was quickly approved by lawmakers and turned into effect only a few months after. The IMF has been vocal against the move from the beginning, and on Tuesday said the adoption of Bitcoin as legal tender can be Central American country entails large risk for financial and market integrity, financial stability, and consumer protection, a fiscal contingent liabilities. IMF directors urged the authorities to narrow the scope of the Bitcoin law by removing Bitcoin legal tender status. Some directors also expressed concern over the idea of issuing Bitcoin-backed loans, an initiative to put forward Bukele last year in cooperation of Blockstream, the company behind Bitcoin's liquid sidechain. However, directors did not specify what aspects of Bitcoin bonds they considered risky. El Salvador was the first country in the world to adopt Bitcoin as a legal currency, granting it the status of legal tender in the nation that relies on remittances and has most of its population lacking access to traditional banking. Despite Bitcoin's ability to bring equal financial access to people and improve the remittances experience, the Central American country is now pressed between its pioneering move and the need for capital as the IMF effectively tries to impose conditions on granting the loan. So, El Salvador, which once was using Bitcoin as tender, all the stuff that's happening, it's hard. They're going to give them a loan to use the Bitcoin, but then have to use more money to pay for all of the consumption of energy that they're using. That is a possibility. They were even talking about doing, let's see if they actually went forward with this. by using volcanic areas to mine the Bitcoin. Interesting, right? So Bitcoin is red hot in El Salvador as the country says it plans to use powers from its volcanoes to mine it. El Salvador's president Nayib Bukele, just hours after the country's legislature approved the Bitcoin law, making the first to accept Bitcoin as legal tender, revealing Wednesday that the nation's state-owned geothermal electric company will harness volcanic energy to mine Bitcoin. Bukele said the country is already designing a mining hub that will use very cheap, 100% clean, 100% renewable energy for volcanoes to power the operation, with effectively would be a bank of superpowered computers that solve the complex mathematical equations required to mine the Bitcoin. Our engineers just informed me that they dug a new well, generated 95 megawatts of energy, enough to power more than 500 homes for a year. What you see coming out of the well is pure water vapor. Bukele, who is looking to lower transaction fees on the $6 billion in yearly remittances sent to its citizens from abroad. Oh, what happened? Where'd it go? Well, that piece totally just disappeared. Where did it go? Anyway, it's been a bullish week for Bitcoin in El Salvador. The digital coin can now be used as a payment for goods, services, and taxes in the public and private sector. Bitcoin rose 6% on the news, according to data from CoinDesk. Bitcoin mining consumes more energy per year than the Philippines. Elon Musk has met the Bitcoin miners of environmental concerns, recently citing them as announced Tesla would no longer accept Bitcoin as payment. So that's a huge concern right there. So if Elon Musk is already going against the power consumption, come on guys, he's in control of a electric car company. He has to make sure that the electricity consumption is good for his company to work. So details about the mining efforts on how El Salvador will widely adopt Bitcoin remain vague. The law states that it will provide the necessary training and mechanisms to allow 70% of its citizens that don't have access to traditional banking services to understand how they can use Bitcoin, but didn't elaborate. Still, Bukele remains enthusiastic advocate for the currency in his mining project late Thursday, and he tweeted drone footage from the new mine with a rainbow in the background. So let's go ahead and check this out right here. This is called LAGOSV, the state-owned geothermal electric company, to put up a plan offered facilities for Bitcoin mining. Cheap, 100% renewable. So this is the photo of that. So this is what that looks like. And this is the engineers just informing that they dug a new well. So this well is producing 95 megawatts of 100% clean, zero emission geothermal energy from the volcanoes. Cool. So hopefully that works out for them. They can get that going, but just look at all the infrastructure that it took in order to get that. It's going to be hard. So this is what we have to worry about. Regulating Bitcoin so much that it dies, which is what we've all been expecting to happen. Even though AOL or your Microsoft, he was at the bottom of the list, but now he's at the top. All of the first ones that were around, which are now dinosaurs now, aren't around because there's faster technology that's taken over. And that's what we're seeing with Bitcoin. There's technology faster, better, more efficient, the whole 9 yards, more scalable, everything. So Russia's prepares roadmap for Bitcoin crypto regulation report. The Russian government is taking fast strides to regulate to the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency industries despite the central bank's hard line. The Russian government is coming out in favor of establishing a comprehensive legislation for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies as members discuss the potential negative side of banning the industry altogether. Banning the industry altogether would be very, very bad for all of the central banks because all of the central banks are ran off of overinflated money because all they can do is print it. They need to go back to a gold standard and have some type of currency backed by what we can physically hold in our hand, which is gold or silver. Putin reportedly backs the government's efforts to regulate the asset class despite of the Bank of Russia's last week comment of the alleged risks of enabling Bitcoin to proliferate in the country. The president said in a Wednesday meeting with government officials that Russia had some competitive advantages to mining Bitcoin, namely power surplus and a well-trained workforce after starting the central bank would not stand in the way of technological innovation. More specific directives are regulating cryptocurrencies in Russia came on the heels of Putin's comments as Deputy Prime Minister Dmitry Chernyshchenko I hope I'm saying that right, Chernyshchenko, on Friday signed a roadmap valid until the end of the year, RBC reported. The document provisions the regulation of Bitcoin, identification of clients, and establishment of liabilities for violations, and the possibility of having cryptocurrencies, lending platforms, and related assets in the country. First Deputy Head of the Committee of Securities and Anti-Corruption of the State of Duma, the Federal Assembly of the Russian Federation, said on Friday that the legislature will support the government's roadmap for regulating cryptocurrencies, given that he considers an outright ban on the market unconstructive, as it takes risk in establishment of black market in the economy. So people still using it even though it's being banned, because people are going to find a way. You could ban guns, but people still find a way to to have the gun. It's just like that. People still find a way, so they have to go along with it and construct the right type of regulation so people can still use it and still have all of the same type of control over the money system like they have now, which I don't even think is going to be possible. Like, they're trying to regulate this into having the control they want, but the whole thing is so that the people have their own say-so and what the money does and where it goes. So when we talk about digital financial assets, about cryptocurrency, about the crypto market, we must understand that they are not trying to amend certain bills. We are trying to regulate a new entity that the whole world is facing, and we must determine our position. So like I mentioned in the last streams, we're not it's not in regulation because it's a security or currency. It's in regulation because they're figuring out all of what the currency can be for the future. They're regulating the whole entire process so that once it's here, they don't have to say, oh yeah, let's bring it back in regulation so that we can come up with some new rules. It'll already be there. It'll already be regulated and used as a whole. So according to RBC, the roadmap is a product of a coordinated effort between representatives of different departments and agencies, including the Ministries of Finance and Economic Development, the Prosecutor General's Office, the Federal Security Service and Tax Service, the Ministries of Internal Affairs, Digital Development, and the Bank of Russia. The proposals included in the document have reportedly received support from all involved agencies except for the central bank. The Bank of Russia head is financial stability, Elizaveta Danilova, said on Friday that the central bank considers comparing Bitcoin to the money to be incorrect and very dangerous, as the digital currency is an instrument accompanied by risks, even if there is regulations, which is 100% true. If the power goes out, what happens to the mining rigs? They stop working. So therefore, there's no proof of work in order to be made to get the Bitcoin. You see where this is all kind of tying in? It's very important. The puzzle pieces will soon start slipping right into place for you guys. They'll be just put right there. Got them all. You got the frame done, but all the pieces, they're just going to start fitting in from here. All the stuff over the years of what's been happening in the market and what we can expect, it's all coming down. It's all coming down to regulations. So Danilova added that she believes it is impossible to equate Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies to stock and bonds, as the new asset have no fundamental value and looks like a financial pyramid, which it does, because there's nothing backing it yet. There's nothing backing our monetary system now, but that's even worse. It's even more of a financial pyramid because they can just keep printing the money. Give me 1 second. All right, sorry about that. My lips are super chapped. So, despite the banks of Russia views standing on the stark contrast to the government stance when it comes to the cryptocurrency trading and mining, Danilova said they might come to the consensus as requested by Putin, noting that the central bank does not have the right to legislative initiatives. In any case, we must coordinate the proposed measures with the government, with the parliament, the State Duma, the Federal Council. We will actively communicate with all of these parties now, she added. So, of course, they're all going to start getting in their meetings and discussing this a lot more. The Bank of Russia has called for a complete ban on the trading, ownership, and mining of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies last week, but the Ministry of Finance quickly responded by warranting caution, as such a path could lead to Russia lagging behind on innovation in the fast-paced technological sector, which they do not want. Bitcoin miners flocked to Russia last year after the Chinese ban on the industry ensued an exodus of ASIC machines. So getting rid of all of the ASIC machines. The Eastern European countries' cold climate and energy abundant regions make a powerful set of conditions for mining to proliferate, which is true. The colder it can be, the more efficient that the machines are going to run, but the machines are still running. That's the thing. Then you have to power the cooling systems, and then you have to power all of the other stuff that goes along with it. So it's not just that. It's not just the machine. It's all of the other stuff that takes to keep the machine cold. All right, the best ASIC miner is the most efficient Bitcoin miner. Aim for value, quick tip, temperature, the S19. Let's go into this. So the best one that you can get already, the Antminer S19, you have a hash power of 95 terahertz, and you're already looking at 10 to 12K in the hole just to get the machine. This isn't including the mining server, your cooling systems, like all the stuff, the wiring, the computers. Like, this is a serious operation to get this started. I want to see the average temperature. The ambient temperature of miners should always be maintained below 35 degrees. All right, so here's a range. So we're looking at S9, 65 to 115 degrees Celsius. And that is some serious heat right there. Just the home where people used to be able to mine in their home, it was making some serious heat. Let's see if I can pull this up. Arizona. I watched a documentary already about Arizona. They started mining in Arizona, and it's already so hot there that they actually started to melt the wires underground from all of your electrical boxes. And I don't remember the name of it. But you can't look it up, so we're not going to focus on that too much. You can look this up. This was a ban on the area because there were so many people in the area going outside in their sheds and like hooking up these mining rigs to extension cords and plugging them into their house, and they were literally swelling the wires because it was getting so hot. The little green boxes, I guess it just depends on where you live, but around my area there's these huge green boxes where all of your electrical, like that is your mother station to like do all of your fixing and testing and stuff like that. It was expanding the wires and making the things come out of the ground because the rigs were making the wires so hot that they had to do something with the city. They had to make them stop doing it. And that's whenever I started noticing this. This was like about 3, almost 4 years ago now. And I already saw it back then. And this was before Xrp was even like as big it is now. But let's see. Yeah. So for this to even be worth it, you have to be putting at least 1,000 terahashes out to get $137 a day. Anything under that, it wouldn't even be worth it for the average person to have. And that's what I'm trying to kind of review with you guys, is like just show you the entire range of how this is showing us that it's not even efficient. It's all been, the money has been used in the market for something that isn't even worth innovating on. All right, so how will the Biden administration affect Bitcoin? How will the Democratic administration in the U.S. impact Bitcoin regulation and the Bitcoin price over the next 4 years? So, the 46th president of the United States, the Democratic Party, is back in power. We are already aware of how it has affected the price of Bitcoin. Coincidence or not, the Bitcoin price has more than tripled since November 7th, 2020, when the election results were announced. Now, after Bitcoin hit a new all-time price high and kept on rising, let's analyze what happened to Bitcoin in the longer term of the Democratic Party in charge of the White House over at least the next 4 years. How will it affect? First of all, why has the Bitcoin price risen so much after election results were announced? There may have been several reasons. Some might say that with the left-leaning political party in charge of the biggest economy in the world, many people considered Bitcoin as a more safe asset compared to the US dollar, which could be true. The increased taxation and regulations that can be expected from the Democratic Party may be motivating Americans and American companies to invest in Bitcoin, causes the price to rise. The most hardcore conservatives may even think that the new government is almost communist in its leanings, and that in the near future America will institute a planned economy or gulag. Thankfully, this is a far from likely, even though some of the Democratic Party members may truly be called part of the radical left in economic terms. This party is moderately liberal. All right, let's skip ahead. I don't want to read all that. I want to know how it's going to affect. Yeah, Gary Gensler, that's a good subject to talk about. The first important Democratic Party member should be mentioned here is Gary Gensler. Before we talk about Gary Gensler a little more, you can actually go in the Discord. This has been posted for years now on the lobby table, MIT courseware. Let's go ahead and show this on the screen right here. So right here, we have 24 lessons. This is lectures, an introduction, of course, to the blockchain technology from MIT, which is the Michigan State of Technology, and all of the lectures about blockchain money, ledgers in Bitcoin, blockchain basics in cryptography, basics in consensus, transactions, UTXO, script code, smart contracts, decentralized apps, technical challenges, public policy, permission systems, financial system challenges and opportunities, economics, assessing use cases, payments, part 1, payments 2, central banks and commercial banking 2, secondary markets, primary markets, ICOs, venture capitals, post-trading, clearing, settlements and processing, trade finance and supply chain, digital ID, and the conclusion. It's all 24 lectures from the Michigan. This is Massachusetts Institution of Technology by Gary Gensler, who just so happens to be our SEC chairman. What are the coincidences of that? That he has been teaching for the last 9 years at one of the largest technology institutes in the world. And he is now the man that is putting the regulations in play. No coincidences. So Gensler is the person with a vibrant financial background. After graduating from Wharton School of University in Pennsylvania, followed by acquisitions of MBA, Gensler joined Goldman Sachs. He spent the following 18 years working there, becoming a top merger and acquisitions banker throughout the 80s, and later he made the transition to the trading and finance department of the same company. Later, he served as the 11th chairman of the Commodities Future Trading Commission under Obama in 2009 to 14. Hence, he was one of the leading figures in the process of bringing transparency and regulation to the U.S. derivative market after the financial crash of 2007 to 8. Additionally, Gensler had an outstanding academic career. He holds a professional position in the MIT Sloan School of Management. It's interesting that during his time at MIT, Gensler focused on his teachings and research on digital currencies, financial technologies, and blockchains. 2 of his courses on 3 subjects are even available online for free, which I just showed you in the Discord. So you can go over all 24 lectures of his teachings. He has a vast knowledge of financial technologies and blockchain technology. It's its possible application. He describes his views on them in detail in an article published on CoinDesk in 2019. I'll go ahead and copy that, and we'll post that in the MIT courseware. At the same time, Gensler has said that Bitcoin has evolved into speculative assets that doesn't have any applications in real world at the moment. This was way back in 2009 to 14. This was before this was even public. So he also argued that crypto markets are prone to scams and manipulations, which we all know about. I have a couple that we will be going over today. Despite all that, he says that the potential of the technology behind it is huge, which is true. Oh, my camera went out. So all the statements combined by Gensler's background and nominations imply that crypto markets will likely seriously regulated in the next several years in the U.S. Fortunately, such a knowledgeable professional like Gensler at the head of this process, the entire industry has a lot of potential to see improvement, which we know. XRP is the first in, and XRP is going to be the first out. So what conclusion can be drawn from Bitcoin price in the next 4 years? First of all, we need to understand that the cryptocurrency industry is likely to face serious regulations in the coming years. During the Trump administration, cryptocurrency laws were very, very soft. This is going to change. The question is whether the effect of his regulations on the cryptocurrency industry will be positive or negative. The cryptocurrency market certainly needs adequate regulations. If the U.S. government, led by Democrats, is able to create an effective regulatory framework that will attract investors and promote the development of necessary infrastructure, then the number of people using cryptocurrencies will increase. This, in turn, may positively affect the Bitcoin price in the long term. On the other hand, if the future regulatory system is too strict, the cryptocurrencies market may stagnate. This is especially true of requirements for cryptocurrency infrastructure facilities, for example, cryptocurrency exchanges and wallets. For instance, the use of HITBTC cryptocurrency exchange is prohibited in the United States, although it is available in most other countries. If the regulation of cryptocurrency increases significantly in the U.S. and a large number of such exchanges leave the U.S. market, users may leave with them. Thus, the overall market capitalization and price of Bitcoin may be affected. Other big cryptocurrency facilities that use of which is particularly or completely restricted in the United States includes platforms as Changelly, Binance, Bybit, and BitMEX. So if you're using Binance, you need to use Binance.us because that is the United States regulated exchange for Binance. The other one is the Asian. However, this is a threat to altcoins than it is to Bitcoin. Bitcoin, as the leading cryptocurrency, is unlikely to fall prey over the regulations. Exchanges that give the opportunity to buy Bitcoin will remain available to U.S. citizens in any case. Moreover, if some of the altcoins leave the market due to the inability to operate under conditions of excessively tight regulations, Bitcoin will only benefit. Another important thing to track is the possible fate of corporate digital assets and central bank digital currencies under the rule of Democratic Party of the United States. In opinion, there are several possibilities here. Option 1, taking into account his experience in dealing with the aftermath of the 2008 crisis, Gensler introduced strict regulations for corporate digital assets. In this case, many projects to create corporate digital currencies may cease to exist. Severe regulation in the area may mean that corporations cannot create their own digital assets. In the long run, such an outcome could be beneficial to Bitcoin by eliminating the potential competition, which is bad. Option 2, corporate digital assets receive support from the state and begin to compete with existing cryptocurrencies. In the long run, this development could lead to an effectively state-sponsored competitor for Bitcoin. Another possible option, the government and regulators restrict the circulation of both corporate and independent digital assets and focus their efforts on creating their own state digital asset, the so-called CBDC, central bank digital currency. This option can be considered the worst for Bitcoin and its price, but such a scenario should be considered unlikely. Even if the United States seriously undertakes the creation of its own CBDC, it is highly unlikely that it will come to the complete ban of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Rather, they will exist in parallel, meeting different social needs. It is difficult to say exactly how events in the cryptocurrency industry in the United States will develop in the next 4 years. All of the options listed above are possible, but now when it comes to the Bitcoin price, it seems to me that there are most likely scenarios for the coming years is that the price of Bitcoin will either continue to grow or remain approximately the same high levels as it is now. So if you're investing in the long term, perhaps the best option is to hold, which again, that is all up to you. If you are scared or you want to keep holding, it is completely up to you. And this was way back in March of 2021. So, on to the next article. Who is this? This is not a Discord link, so let's go ahead and ban this person. Andinophilene, thanks for posting the link. It got you banned. All right. Let's go ahead and go to our next article, readable knowledge. All right. We have the Supplemental Authority of Refair Notice Defense. So pretty much what's happening with the Ripple lawsuit, the whole reason this is taking so long is because of the C word, the C19 word. All of the court cases and the meetings going on isn't being held in person. They're being held over Zoom meetings that has a maximum time of 7 hours. So they're unable to discuss all of the necessary things that have to go on in the courtroom to establish all of the correct things that they need, just due to timing. One Zoom meeting can only last up to 7 hours, and sometimes these meetings can last 10, 12, and multiple days at a time. So the Ripple team is having a hard time finally getting the SEC to cooperate efficiently, is because they are prolonging the process. And what's pretty much happening right now in this stage of the lawsuit is that they're trying to say that there was a fair notice on the entire operation of what the Security and Exchange Commission enforces. Well, in that case, they should already have it laid out before it's possible for them to commit the crime. So essentially, it would be the SEC's responsibility to have let Ripple know that they were doing something illegal before they did it, and not let them do it and then come after and tell them that they should have known. Well, first of all, this is all brand new to the entire world. So how were they supposed to know? How were they supposed to know what they were doing was right and wrong if the SEC has never came out and told them so? Because the SEC has never even regulated anything like it. So how would Ripple know? They've even asked them multiple times and they didn't respond. So they continued. Well, they can't just say or come on the defense now saying that, oh, they should have known. They should have known. Well, no, it was there. If you are here to protect the investors, you should have already been here establishing that, yes, this is right or wrong before they even did it. So that's where the lawsuit is now. We have the SEC respectfully submits this notice of supplemental authority in further support of the SEC pending motion on strike defendant Xrpl Labs, in which Xrpl asserts that it's lacked fair notice that it conducts was in violation of law in contravention of Xrpl due process rights. On January 21st, 2022, a Southern District of Florida court issued the attached opinion. This is kind of a little hard to read. It's like numbers and all this other stuff. So the court concluded that the defendant unlawfully failed to register as a securities dealer as required by the Securities Exchange Act. In doing so, Keener rejected the same fair notice argument Xrpl asserted in the case that the SEC has moved to strike, holding that the defense failed as a matter of law, because the law should have already been established before they were able to break it without knowing. Like Xrpl's arguments regarding the application of the statutory term investment contract to its offers of sales of Xrp, the Keener defendant contended he had no fair notice that his conduct could be unlawful. Because he lacked notice, his conduct could make him a dealer as defined in the Exchange Act. And I don't want to read this any further because I'm honestly confusing myself with reading it. I don't know the back and forth. So you can kind of just pick and choose what parts you want to start reading off of. When it comes down to the case papers like this. But what's pretty much going on is that the SEC is claiming that Xrpl already knew or should have already known before the operations were executed. But that's not the case. That can't just be passed. The judge is already like, whoa, 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 whoa. The law should have already been laid down about the regulation if you are going to treat Xrpl like you are. Because if you're going to treat them and we're going to go through with the regulations this hard on Xrpl, we need to go this hard on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all of the other projects that has started, because you aren't picking on them. You're picking on Xrpl. But we have the Ethereum team that even mentioned that they were trying to divert the government's thoughts on what they thought about Ethereum by the way they were proceeding with their fundraising and project. That is basically a security. Let me go through the comments real quick. Yes, at the end we will explain XLS 20D. All right, let's go to our next one. DHS warns Russia could launch a cyber attack. which, of course, if you are on any type of news media or the most recent, I guess, rumors is that there will be a global blackout. And please bear with me, guys. The camera died. There's not much I can do. It doesn't charge and stream at the same time, so we'll just have to deal with it. So the whole rumor is that there will be global blackouts, internet blackouts, electricity blackouts. Well, that could put a huge hindrance on the market, all of the markets pretty much, and our economy in general, because if we can't operate, then we don't have no money flow. So the Department of Homeland Security is warning that Russia may pursue a cyber attack against the U.S. as tensions escalate over Moscow's buildup of forces near the border with Ukraine. The DHS bulletin dated Sunday outlined that Russia could launch such an attack if it's perceived any U.S. or NATO response to be a threat to its own national security. When assesses that Russia would consider initiating a cyber attack against the homeland, it is perceived a U.S. or NATO response to a possible Russian invasion of Ukraine threatened its long-term national security. The agency said in the bulletin released to law enforcement partners obtained by The Hill and first reported by CNN. Russia has a number of cyber tools it could use to attack the U.S., ranging from a low-level denial of service to destructive attacks targeting critical infrastructure. The bulletin says Russia also certainly considers cyber attacks an acceptable option to respond to adversaries, because it's lacked with the ability to respond with the economic and diplomatic options often preferred by other countries. Administration officials have pinned both the Colonial Pipeline attack, which shut down the flow of oil, as well as the attack of meat suppliers JBS on attackers based in Russia. So they definitely have some ways to hurt the United States. The Sunday Bulletin noted Russia military what happened to my window? 1 second, guys. 1 second. All right, there we go. We assesses that Russia's threshold for conducting disruptive and deconstructive cyber attacks in the homeland probably remains very high, and we have not observed Moscow's directly employ these types of cyber attacks against the U.S. critical infrastructure. Notwithstanding cyber espionage and potential prepositioning operations in the past. And this was on January 25th. So you have more rumors about a cyber attack. And you can read all about it. Blackout, cyber attacks, all this stuff. This is huge for the infrastructure. Global Affairs Canada suffers cyber attack amid Russia-Ukraine tension. And this was on January 24th. So all on our previous streams, all of what we were talking about, it's right here. Global Affairs Canada is scrambling to recover after a multi-day network disruption and the security of government sources described as a cyber attack. While neither Global Affairs nor Canada's cyber attack security agencies, the Communications Security Establishment could immediately comment sources could global blah 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 blah. GAC has been the target of a cyber attack, but it is not clear if the Russians, the alleged perpetrators hacked into the system or were able to merely disrupt its service. A national security source who spoke on the conditions they not to be named. The liberal government has been vocal in the support for Ukraine as Russia masses troops on the former Soviet state borders, the Ottawa announcing a $120 million loan to the Ukrainian government last week and recommitting Canadian soldiers to train Kiev's security forces. The Federal Treasury confirmed Global News reporting Monday afternoon, acknowledging GAC suffered a cyber incident the government and securities agency were still working to mitigate. According to the statement, the incident was detected on January 19th. Critical services for Canadians through Global Affairs Canadian had currently functioning. Some access to the internet and internet-based services are not currently available as part of the mitigation measures, and work is underway to restore them. So you did have some type of oh yeah, looking down the barrel of a gun. Cool. All right, and that pretty much sums it all up. With the talk of Russia wanting to do that, and it just so happened that January 24th, Canada suffers cyber attack. Things are kind of getting fishy here. Things are getting fishy here. So that was another article that came out over the weekend that I thought was very interesting, kind of tie in what we were talking about on the last couple streams. Warren targets 6 more crypto miners for their energy use. The crypto miners welcome to dialogue on the environmental issues on mining with Massachusetts Senator. So, the U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren expanded her inquiry of Bitcoin miners' energy usage and their environmental footprint, sending letters to 6 more miners on Thursday. Warren noted to Riot Blockchain, Marathon Digital Holdings, Stronghold Digital Mining, BitDeer Group, Bitfury Group, and Bit Digital, questioning their extraordinarily high energy usage. In December, Warren has made environmental issues a focus of her office, sent a letter to the Bitcoin miners Greenidge Generation, expressing her concerns about its high energy usage. This is her correspondence adds to the list of inquiries by lawmakers globally on the energy consumption of proof of work mechanisms, with the reward crypto miners for validating transactions. Most recently, the U.S. held a congressional hearing to discuss the energy consumption related to proof of work. Meanwhile, the European Union market regulated called for a ban of the validating system, citing its energy intensity. We encourage to see that there are interested in learning more about the marathon and the broader Bitcoin mining industry, and we welcome the opportunity to participate in the educational process. We look forward to having a productive dialogue about the many benefits. Let's go a little further. So this was on the 28th. So she's covering the proof of work mechanisms, the energy consumption from all of these other ones. It's raising concern. It is. Stronghold has received bipartisan support within Pennsylvania and its 2 facilities. Scrubgrass and Panther Creek will convert a total of 1.25 million tons of waste coal to alternative energy annually. The company's spokesperson said, adding the Stronghold welcomes any dialogue on environmental issues with Senator Warren and her colleagues. Meanwhile, another mining company targeted by Warren, Bit Digital, also welcomed talks with the lawmakers, noting that the company has taken a leadership role to achieve energy sustainability within the crypto mining sector. We welcome this sort of high-level dialogue to policymakers in Washington and at a level of government, and look forward to the responding to the inquiry in a timeline of informative manner by Brian Bullitt, CEO of Bit Digital. So they're trying to work together, but when will the energy consumption lower so much that it won't raise any more concerns about the extraordinarily high energy use? That is what they're worried about. If they're going to support something, they don't want to be supporting high levels of energy consumption. That's why we can support Xrp and it's 0% carbon efficient. So, Biden administration to release executive order on crypto as early as February. Watch this. We have February, the year of the Phoenix. February is the year of the Phoenix, my guy. So, what is the Phoenix? The Phoenix is Xrp. The Phoenix is Xrp. It rises from the ashes. All of the money. We've had multiple people talk about this. Xrp is the Phoenix. This was way back in 1978. It looks like 1978. All right, I can't show this one. This is not the right one. It has a stellar logo instead. Yeah, this is it right here. The original photo. The one before, that was Photoshop. This is the real magazine cover. And you can see this is the XLM logo. And this is the Economist magazine with a phoenix standing on top of a bunch of burning money with a coin that has a cryptocurrency logo on it. Look familiar? Looks kind of the same. Looks too much like the same thing. It's happening, guys. Xrp is one of the ISO 20022 compliant cryptos. And it is the Phoenix. We're looking for regulations in February. February is the month of the Phoenix. The odds of that. So the Biden administration is readying an executive order for the release of early... I'm sorry, guys. The Biden administration is readying an executive order for release as early as next month that will outline a comprehensive government strategy on cryptocurrencies and asks federal agencies to determine their risks and opportunities. Bloomberg reported on Friday the directive would place the White House in a central role overseeing efforts to set policies and regulate digital assets. Federal agencies have already been studying and providing regulatory guidance around the digital asset sector for years. The Office of Comptroller of the Currency, the OCC, Securities and Exchange Commissions, and the Commodities Future Trading Commissions have issued guidance letters, informal statements, and public rulemaking efforts to direct how different aspects of the crypto industry should comply with federal law. But these efforts have not been coordinated in a single document and by one agency. The Biden administration senior officials have met multiple times and discussed the directive, which will be presented to the president in the next few weeks. So we have some important things going on, executive orders being signed. Hopefully this speeds up the process. This was also January 24th. So hopefully that speeds up the process with the whole regulation. Hopefully that gives some insight on what has been going on, what has been going on with the entire market, on why it is going so slow. We are just waiting for the regulations, guys. All right, now we have this one. Let's see if we can pull this up. All right. Now we have Q4 saw heightened. This is straight from Ripple. This is from the Ripple website. Q4 saw heightened interest in launching NFTs on the Xrp ledger as product issued iOS. I cannot read today, guys. I don't know what is going on. On the Xrpl that would later be redeemed for NFTs. With the release of XLS 20D on NFT DevNet in January 2022, a standard that provides access to Xrpl native NFT capabilities, developers have an accessible and reliable environment to experiment with NFTs on the Xrp ledger. Unfortunately, NFT scams across blockchains continued to be a concern. This underscores the importance of due diligence, and there is no whitelisted standards for NFT projects. One platform, on xrp.com, has proposed a set of listing requirements for NFT projects on their platform, including KYC and global ID. So even from Ripple, you see that there is that KYC and global ID recommendation that the whitelist standards of the NFT for it to be proper. The proper XRP Ledger NFT project. So the XLS 20D non-fungible token is native to the XRP Ledger. The XRP Ledger offers support for tokens, IOUs, and issued assets. Such assets are primarily and fungible. They can easily be traded between users for XRP and other issued assets on the XRP Ledger's decentralized exchange. This makes them ideal for payments. So Ripple's development arms RippleX announced on Tuesday the launch of the NFT DevNet, where they have deployed the XLS 20 amendment. Cryptographers and leading software engineers at RippleX tweet the release and noted of the NFT DevNet was available for anyone wanting to begin testing proposed native NFT extensions to the XRP Ledger. Ripple and the team had planned earlier May 2021 to issue non-fungible tokens, NFTs, on the XRP Ledger. Pending implementations and an 80% vote in favor of enabling the amendment, developers would be able to support more NFTs at lower cost, offer to buy or sell NFTs, leverage auctions functionality, and direct a cut of secondary sales to the original issuers of XRP Ledger. RippleX has invited developers to provide feedback and proposal. Shortly after, in November, Long spoke about the XLS 20 standard for minting NFTs on the XRP Ledger, stated, "So it is really going to be up to the amendment process." That's kind of the beautiful thing about these blockchains, is that the decentralizations and open, but it means, it's a time that in the hands of the community. It is a timeline that's in the hands of the community. Let's see if they cover more specific XLS 20D. So this is straight from the DevNet. The XLS 20D proposal introduces extensions of the XRP ledger that would support a native NFT type, along with operations to enumerate, transfer, and hold such tokens. With XLS 20D today, developers can access all essential NFT functionality, including minting, trading, and burning. Moreover, advanced features like automatic royalties, which enable more sophisticated royalty structures for creators, and co-ownership, which expands access possibilities to assets, are also built into proposal. The NFT DevNet is a beta environment where the developers can preview, test, and experiment the XLS 20D on Xrpl before it is enabled on the main net. So the XLS is just another protocol so that the functionality of the XRP ledger token is more efficient. RippleX is just one contributor to the XRP ledger. There's a whole community of independent developers building on it today for its inherent performance advantage and tokenization capabilities. On such project, the Carbon Land Trust, which is pushing the boundaries of potential NFT uses. Early this year, Ripple launches XRPL Grant Program, an initiative to engage, fund, and support the independent developers community and their technical projects built on the XRP ledger. Carbon Land Trust is one of more than 20 projects to receive funding through the program. Focused on protecting forest land with their CO2 removal bonded NFTs and conservation certificates, the project centers on creating the first CO2 removal credit yielding NFT, a carbon credit producing digital asset, and forest conservation DeFi protocol. In addition, the project includes CO2 bonds, which offer businesses and individuals a better way to remove CO2 hedge against rising carbon credit prices and lock in a stable long-term supply of high-quality offsets. And XRP doesn't really have a specific XLS 20D like breakdown. I take that back. I completely take that back to where we were earlier. So let's kind of go over. This is on GitHub, so this is where all of your coding kind of explains how everything works. I can't really go too far into that. Let me pull this up so you guys can see it. Just because it would basically be impossible to do a whole coding stream. It all makes sense, so on and so forth. So this is your GitHub website. Shows you all of the breakdowns of all of your token IDs, the JSON files, retrieving NFT token data and metadata. Xrp and GitHub definitely explains all of it for you. Even if you were a creator, this is where we get all of our information and coding requirements. How to get NFT token page, searching an NFT token object, NFT token adding an object, removing NFT token, reserve NFT token page, all of your incremental reserve, so on and so forth, transactions. So this is basically all of the protocol of the XLS20D. This is all of the more efficient programming that you can run on the XRP mainnet so that all of the NFTs work more efficient. That's what this is about. More efficient, more scalability, and the security behind it. So this is where all of your types, you have all of it. Just, if you don't have your NFTs coded like this, it is not an XLS20D. And it is just non-fungible token support. It is you changing the metadata and JSON files of the NFT so that it can be on the XRP ledger and be used on to transact and buy and sell. It needs all of this information there so that the computer knows, okay, to issue to this address, transfer this, flag all this, so on and so forth, and it just works in a huge process. So this is pretty much all of the backbone of what makes an NFT XLS20D possible. This is the entire protocol here, and it's all public on GitHub. Just look up XRPLF, XRPL standards. It's public. Shows you the entire code of the XLS 12, 2D, 5, 7, all of the licenses and standards. There's 2 issues and multiple discussions on all of the XRP XLS20D information. So XLS20D is just a faster way for the XRP ledger to, yes, XLS20D is much, much lower in gas fees. I mean 0.000002 gas fees, like very, very, very low. Yes, there are a lot of riddles in XRP. I think Mr. Poole, he's pretty high up in his connections. But all of his stuff has never been down to a certain day. It's more of just global events that happen that kind of gives us one step closer to what is the final conclusion. Alright, so the XLS20D link is posted in the Discord if you guys want to check that out. And we'll go over a couple more things. I was sent this email this week. I want to make sure that we go over this for you guys and we don't ever come across this stuff. Alright. So this email. This email says that it's from Ledger, which the setup of the email is
is very awkward. It says, notice your wallet will be terminated. So a huge red flag right there. They're trying to get your attention into making this seem like it's very important. Due to recent attacks on our Ledger API, your assets could be at risk of getting stolen. Therefore, you are required to update your wallet seed phrase. Seed phrase. Now, your seed phrase is the original code that comes with the ledger. That can't ever be reset, because that is your original codes. That is to show and recover all of what you have. If somebody's asking you to reset your seed phrase, then that's a red flag. So you're required to update the wallet seed phrase, and a new one will be generated for you to transfer your assets. There's only one seed phrase per Xrp. Please submit your old seed phrase. So they have a link that'll take you straight there, and it'll make you put your stuff in, and you're basically just giving them your information right there. Before February 3rd. So they're trying to make it I can't even think of the word I'm trying to think of. They're trying to make it urgent. Hurry up and do the seed phrase so your stuff doesn't get stolen. A lot of people are like, ooh, freaking out. And going on there, typing in their full seed phrase and giving the people their logins, their recovery. So now all the person has to do is buy their own ledger, go on ledger, press recover seed phrase, and put what you just sent them in, and then now they have your whole account on their computer. And that's how easy it is, because I mean, not many people would look into an email that has a big ledger logo on the top and says, notice your wallet will be terminated due to recent attacks. They make it seem so real. You have to be careful when it comes down to this stuff. You have to be careful, guys. There is so many scams going on, so many things, so many people trying to take advantage of one another, that you just have to be careful. You have to be careful. Do your research before. If you have to, go on the Ledger platform itself and see, is there any servers down? Is there anything? Which more than likely, it's very, very rare that this even happens to Ledger or anything else, because they're not necessarily controlling it. They have the backbone to the website to do all their edits, but it's not like they're needing your seed phrase every single day, unless you physically need to recover your seed phrase or do anything on your own ledger. Ledger wouldn't even do it for you. This is all stuff that the users do themselves. Hey, Brian. Yeah, it's totally fine. You really don't have to worry about being late. I was late myself to our normal stream time, but just remember, whenever we trade off of our phone. Sometimes we can kind of bounce around on what times we start the stream. I also want to make up for the times that people miss. So we are having tune-ins from people across the world. So we want to make sure that we can compensate the time that we're streaming so that everybody can kind of tune in. So that feedback would help as well if all you guys could just let me know what times you are, so that I can have that in my head on when we can talk about certain things, so that everybody could be on the same stream instead of having to break up all of our segments. Because I feel like whenever I talk about it one day and then I try to talk about the same thing, it's just not said in the same way to get the same type of point across and make it as clear as possible. Especially if we have to break it up in different segments so that we can have a live stream for the viewers across the world. Because I know there is some people sleeping still at this moment. So We're trying to still work all of that out, so just bear with us, guys. Mr. Poole, yes, I honestly think it's either Joel Katz or somebody on that team. Even when it comes down to the bearable, the bearable bear, the Riddler bear, I think they are a part of that as well. Brad Garlinghouse did an interview, and he was walking around the office, and their whiteboard had a picture of that bear on there. His name was Brizzly. Same type of bear that is in all of the riddles. So they've already proven that they like to talk in those type of things. They like to have that, keep the riddles going, so on and so forth. So I think it is them, but we can't be too sure. It is Twitter. Got that email too. Yes, please block the emails. Make sure you don't get any more of those. Brian, you really didn't miss anything. We're just doing a recap of all the events that happened over the weekend to kind of tie in what we talked about last week. But yes, whenever we do our live trading, it will be an earlier stream. For my time, CST, New York session, that starts at 6:30 and ends at 9 for me. That's whenever we normally do our trading streams, but this morning was an exception, though. We had the Gold family. They're leaving to go out of town, so I wanted to stay behind, tell them bye. I love my mother, so, of course, I wanted to tell her bye. So we were just a little late to the office. But when it comes down to trading, we're looking at around 6:30, 7 o'clock CST. You guys could join in. Wherever you're tuning in from, you can always kind of do your time conversions. I am Central Standard Time, so whenever I say 6 or 7, you'll just have to convert. We are Central Standard Time. Yes, tomorrow is going to be fairly interesting because it's a new month. There's a new candlestick opening up. I can go ahead and pull up the chart right here. So you can see how this month just kind of consolidated in this area right here. We didn't break up, we didn't break down. It just stayed right in this consolidation area between all week, here to here. And this is the ending of the month, so there's really no action. You were hitting all these levels, we're hitting resistance, we can't break it, can't break below. So until then, that's the only time we're going to trade. So next month is going to show us what this is going to do. So this is the ending of the January candle. Now next month, it's probably going to do something like this. Come back up. Or it can do this. Touch this high. It all depends on how next month plays out. How this month closes and how the new candlestick opens is going to determine, are we going to break above and close above 115.6 or start going down below 115.0? And that is to be determined. It doesn't really help to trade on days like today because the market is coming to a close. The candle is coming to a close. And when it comes to a close, there's normally not any price movement significant enough to profit. As you can see, on our normal time frame that we normally would trade, we have no, it didn't break out. It didn't break out at all. We're just consolidating over the long term. So that's where we want to be the predators and hunt the market. We want to wait for it to show us where it's going to go next. Wait for it to break outside consolidation and then execute to the next levels. So that's why we didn't really do any trading today. No live streams. Tomorrow we will do a live stream just to see how the new monthly candle is going to open. Haven't already answered. Brian, I'm unsure what we are answering in the Discord. If you have any questions, you can always just let me know. All right, so that should be all of our content that we had for over the weekend. There was just so many articles that came out whenever I got home that kind of just tied all of what we were talking about over the previous streams about Russia regulating Bitcoin and all the stuff that needs to happen regarding the lawsuit and all that. It's the process is being sped up with the Biden administration wanting to do regulations as close as February. That's pretty big. That's it's showing signs of the process speeding up, and they are trying to get the answers they need in order to know how to regulate it like they need. So that is very, very good signs for us. The faster that XRP can get out of regulations and actually start being used is good for us, especially with our XLS 20D NFTs about to be launched. They will be available on Sologenics soon. We'll be working on that, and guys will have an opportunity to get a hold of them. Yep, we're actually we're just gonna wait a few more minutes, see if anybody else joins in, and then we'll do the giveaway. Already an hour and 36 minutes into the stream. We did get a lot covered, a lot talked about, and really ties in all of what we have been talking about over the last couple streams. So XRP is still in the supply zone. We don't want to break below 58 cents. But this we'll go over all of this tomorrow. We want to make sure that this monthly candle can close healthy. Let it do its thing. We don't want to be confused of trying to assume what the market's going to do. So we're really just going to wait. Hopefully this is the rejection of it, but like I said, we just gotta wait. Gotta wait. This month is coming to a close, so all of this we'll review tomorrow. More consolidation I see on a lot of the pairs, and this is all going to equal out whenever the next month happens. So Kiko Cruz, thanks for being here. We really appreciate you. And we look forward to having you a part of our community. If you're not in our Discord, you can go ahead and find the link below. Go ahead and become a member and get all of this information live, as well as special giveaways if you're in the Discord. So go ahead and click the link and be a part of our community. We thank you for being here. Yes, you guys are welcome. I thank you all for tuning in. I hope that I was kind of able to go over some important information, make it seem a little more clear, put some more puzzle pieces in the mix, make it slip in, make it make sense, and everything is just gonna slowly start coming together. There's a lot of mumble jumble from all of the years of stuff happening. Well, now that we're seeing the processes and everything that has to take place, we can slowly keep putting the puzzle together. And what I have in front of me, it is very, very clear of what direction we're going, and I have a bunch of faith that it's going to end very, very well for all of us, especially being a part of the DART Museum and Ascendancy Asset Preservations. With us talking about all the scams and ways that people are getting their money stolen. We are definitely working hard to keep all of our security as high as we possibly can and still offer you the best product that we can. And that's what we're working every day for you guys' security and being able to trust in us. So again, we thank you for all being here, and we'll go ahead and start with the giveaway. Pico, means that this is your first time here, we basically do a giveaway every day, and your chance to enter the daily giveaway is the comments that you leave. So all we do is we randomly scroll through the comments, and the name that we land on is the winner for the day. So we are just going to we'll give it one more minute until 10:55, and then we'll go ahead and pick a winner. You guys go ahead and leave any comments you want and get some more chances to win. Go ahead and pick them in just a minute. Just wait, guys. If you're loving this is nothing compared to what we have coming to the streams and all of the community. Man, I can't wait. I can't wait to finally be able to use our high roller hotkeys. Finally have all of our NFTs set so you guys are trading and collecting, as well as have a full-on ready to go apparatus for all of you to have your codes on and store. This is a global movement here. We're working so hard to finally release this product. All right, it's currently 10:55. We'll go ahead and start our winner. Yes, Brian. The comments are all gonna be focused on the stream. We won't be doing any more Twitter giveaways, only because there's no way for us to track down who the followers are, to verify just the whole 9 yards. People can easily unfollow accounts and so on and so forth, while we have faithful people who stay subscribed who want to actually win. So we want to reward those people more instead of the Twitter community who can just unfollow all the accounts and just walk away with what the community wants. So yeah, all of the giveaways will begin to be focused on the YouTube stream so that we can provide the value as well as do it all live. Send the DART tokens, as well as interact with everyone. So we feel like the comments is a good interaction between us and the team, so that we can kind of get that immediate feedback of what we're talking about, and cover all of the valuable knowledge that we have, as well as do the giveaway at the end to reward the people who actually are here to support us for real. And we thank you all. We love you all for it, and we can't express it enough. We love you all. Yes, we hope that there will be more people as well. But again, we know that there's people who have jobs. There's people who can't necessarily join the stream. We are thinking of other ways to kind of implement them into the community to still win. But this is going to be our main form of interaction. Being able to do the live streams and have the community interact with us live, and get the whole shebang. Even if you trade or not. So the streams start off with the trading, so that you can make that extra money, as well as have the information to back everything up, and you be able to make the decisions to invest your money. So we'll go ahead and pick a winner. Go ahead and scroll, close my eyes, scroll. All right, we have I don't want to pick a person that has won already, so we'll do that again, just to make it fair. It is possible to win, but we'll let the streams go on a little while before we get a second winner. We want to make sure that everybody gets a chance. All right, JPick Vlog. JPick Vlog, congratulations, you have won today's giveaway. Go ahead and tag you in here. All right, JPick Vlog, if you could just provide your receiving address and we will send that right over. JPick Vlog, congratulations, you have won today's giveaway. So if you could just send your receiving address that you would like to receive your DART tokens, we will send it right over to your wallet on stream. If you want to just provide us your receiving address. And while we're waiting, does anybody have any questions they would like answered for today? If anybody has something from over the weekend that they were curious about that we could possibly answer, feel free to ask. No, actually, the Reaper team has not reached back. Uh, it's not going to be me specifically. It's going to be the Dart team, and then the Dart team will let me they'll send me the emails. So after we end the stream today, I am going to go to their office, kind of discuss a little bit. I'll make that a point that we need to make. Let's see if we can get them on a stream and or get some more information about the whole project as a whole, because we have some people that would like to know. So I'll keep that in mind. I'll talk to the Dart team today and possibly get back with you tomorrow about setting something up. Yes, I do think Solo is about to make a move. I wish that I could have personally got some more Solo tokens, but we also have to use Solo tokens to publish our NFTs. So of course we wish we had more, and we will have to basically use all of our supply in order to create the NFTs on the market, and that is what is going to bring the value to our NFTs. Like I was explaining for the Bored Apes Yacht Club and all of your other Ethereum based tokens that blew up to millions of dollars. It's not that people wanted to pay them, it's because the price of the native token it was tagged with was worth that much, so they had to pay the millions of dollars in order to get it. So that's where the value of our NFTs are going to come in, is because Solo is going to be worth more than it is now. So we're launching the collection as fast as we possibly can with all of the coding and JSON files, metadata. We're trying to get that all together as fast as we possibly can to have it tagged with Solo, so that you guys could then make the purchases cheap and then have something to collect that will eventually be very valuable one day. We see a lot of potential in Solo with the exchange and NFT market, art marketplace, and also tying in with the Dart token. So we do see a lot of potential in Solo, and we would honestly recommend get as much as you possibly can. Brian, so in the previous streams, that was a USD JPY. So before all the crypto market came out and was public, I traded Forex. I didn't worry about stocks or bonds or futures or options like that, because you had to wait in the market for so long. Whenever I noticed the speed of the Forex market on when I could get in and out, that I hammered onto it. So I mainly trade USD JPY. I trade USD JPY and GBP JPY, mostly UJ, because it is the strongest moving pair compared to the weakest pair, and I trade during New York session, which allows USD to move. And I study USD JPY only because of a quote that Bruce Lee once said. He said, "Do not be scared of a man that practices 10,000 kicks once, but be scared of the man that practices one kick 10,000 times." And that hit very hard for me. Why would you diversify and try to get so much of a variety of trades and not actually know the precision of the executions that you can get, rather than studying one pair over a large period of time and knowing the movements that it could possibly make easier? You would know the probabilities more than you spreading over a bunch of pairs and not being able to focus on that one main part. And that's when it comes down to precision and timely executions. That's why we follow our market clock, because all of it comes down to solving the probabilities and executing at that proper time, so that we can be a part of the entire market movement instead of the whiplashing back and forth before the liquidity and volume pushes in the market. So yes, I look forward to you joining in on the streams, being able to learn how to trade with me. If you want to go over some basic information, I have the Bankroll boot camp in the Discord. You could just review that a little bit, get some basic information, and you'll kind of pick up on the lingo of what I'll be saying during the stream, make it a lot easier for you, especially if you guys know how to interact with MetaTrader. You know how to navigate it, you know what you're looking at. That'll help as well. If not, there will be times where we'll set aside a date and time so that we can go over with our new students on how to work MetaTrader, how to get everything downloaded and set up, and even have a download link so that you can see my charts on your screen. It'll just be a simple upload, and you'll see what I see. Yes, we trade Forex, and we review crypto. This is a Forex platform, but I'm able to get certain cryptos, which are the ones that we're active in: XRP, XLM, Bitcoin, Ethereum. We can look over those on the Forex platform and get an idea of what to invest in. Now, we trade Forex, but we invest in cryptocurrency. Why? Because Forex is very liquid. We can get in and out of the market with profits, and the crypto market is so volatile that we invest in the long term. Although we analyze crypto on the short term, doesn't mean that we're entering every single time. We wait for the most probable times to get in the long term holdings of crypto. So we analyze crypto for the long term, and we trade Forex for the short term. And our main pair for Forex is USD JPY or GBP JPY. And our main cryptos is XRP, XLM, Bitcoin, Ethereum that we analyze. Yes, KuCoin is going to be a little different. That's an investing platform versus your trading platforms like Nash Markets. That's what you see on the screen now. This is a MetaTrader 4, but my broker is Nash Markets. That is a third-party Forex broker. They allow the $10 account starting, so you can have a minimum of $10 to start an account and begin trading with. Great leverage prices, and I've been using them for a while, so they're trusted. Also, I also have my network set up with them so that if you guys want to start a Forex account, all you have to do is put in the my referral code, and then it'll add you to it so that we can drop down our spread and swap fees and so on and so forth. Yes, I do have a Twitter. It is SP Gold Coin. Yep, Brian, you're welcome. I'm glad you tuned in for today, and I look forward to continue streaming with you. It doesn't seem like our winner is active at the moment. We are gonna make a post in the Discord just to let him know, make it fair. We did pick his name, so where is he at? JPick vlog. All right, so we went ahead and made an announcement in the community chat that JPIC vlog, he did win, and we're just waiting for that address. Thank you, Kiko. I appreciate the follow. Look forward to having you a part. And this is just the start. The whole reason for the streams, we know, well, over the years I've experienced a lot of people who just wanted to make $1 million overnight. And the whole reason for the stream and the way that we could tie this all in is we know that we don't have large capital to start an account. So the reason that I started Bankroll Solutions is to show everybody that you didn't need large sums of money to start trading. You just had to have the right discipline and risk management, trade management, in order to profit effectively. So really, I'm showing you step by step in the discipline it takes to grow such a small account in such a large market. This is a $5.3 trillion market. A normal bank needs at least $3 million per day to operate. And we are just stepping in, executing at our proper times, and walking away with little amounts of profit over a long-term period of time, and getting those small profits and building up our own capital to then use to our benefit. Yes, Kiko, thank you. Get as many people as you can, and we'll hopefully we could do some type of referral program if you guys want. Really, all you have to do is talk about it. The more people we have, the easier it will be. The less segments I'll have to cut everything into. We can have more people on one stream and us all get the same information, the better off we'll be. So that will help us all out. But okay, JPIC vlog, he must have exited the stream. He's no longer on. We are going to make it fair, actually. Seeing that he did not respond, we're going to make it completely fair for the people who are still on the stream. So we'll do another winner. Let's see, let's get another random scroll through. Go up 3 times, down 2 times, up 5, down 2, down 3, up 5, down 4. Bahar. Kaila. Congratulations, you are the new winner. Bahar. Send over your receiving address and we will send it over. Just to make it fair for all of our people who stayed on the stream, JPIC Vlogs, he did leave a comment. He was chosen, but he did not stay for us to send it on the stream. So therefore, I feel we just need to make it fair for the people who did. Yes, Brian, if you were to start with $10, it could be liquidated very fast, but if we use the proper risk management on your lot sizes, it can handle the fluctuation. but will take more manual profits instead of just letting the market do its thing. Just because the fluctuations can liquidate the account, of course. So a little more careful, a little more tedious work, but as you expand, you'll kind of understand how the small long-term growth is way better than those large short-term gains. Yes, Brian, if you feel that you want to do that after you go through the boot camp, you can go over the resources tonight and start downloading all of the applications that you might need on your phone or computer, and have that ready. Just remember that if you are making any transactions through your bank to the exchange, it is going to take about 5 to 7 days to finally get it through. But once it's in your crypto exchange, you could send it over to your Forex broker, which in this case, I would recommend Nash Markets, so that you can be a part of the network, and we'll get our spread fees, swap fees lowered, trade fees lowered, just for expanding within Nash Markets as well. So that's all stuff that you can have ready for tomorrow. All right. Well, yep. Brian, Kiko, you both have a point. You both have a point. So send me over your receiving addresses. I'll send you each 2 DRT tokens. Bahar, JPIC, sorry, but gotta be fair. Gotta keep it fair. Yep, you guys could just send your receiving addresses right here. I'll copy them straight from there, and yeah, you could post it in the chat. Go ahead and get it sent right over. All right, Brian, yours is being verified right now. All right, Brian, yours was sent over, and Kiko, I am working on yours right now. All right, Kiko, yours is verifying, and it has sent successfully. Thank you guys. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys staying, joining, and taking interest in the streams. This is it's a hidden gem. Not many people do too much exploration in the Discord to find out this is what we do. So I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. Have you heard of the Broke Boys on XRP Ledger? I have not. Is it something that you're a part of, or? Oh, it's a metaverse game. That's pretty cool. They have a really, really nice website. This is on here. Yeah, this is a really, really cool website. Lots of movement. They are sold out. Let's see what they got. Some little friendly characters here. Cool. Yeah, this seems like a pretty nice project. Let's look at their roadmap. Let's go over that. Joining the Broke Boys community entitles you to subsequent airdrops of new Broke Boy NFT companions in the future. Buyers will only be eligible for minting subsequent pieces of their holders, the original, in the same way we maximize value for the early adopters of the platform. Holding one Broke Boys entitles you to companion NFTs, but rumor has it that having one of each Broke Boys gets you something special. They're necessary to play Broke Boys Urban Urchin Brawl. I want to see the game, honestly. I want to see where the game's at. They must not have it released yet. But that's pretty cool. In-game experience. Well, Brian, this is where it kind of raises my my ears start perking up, because they're just going off of what other projects are doing and feel that they could do the same thing. So after losing most of their net worth in a rug pull, the Broke Boys decided to get into NFTs. They noticed that most projects sell out on hype and promises of games that never end up being developed, and figured they can do the same thing. They decided to announce plans to create Broke Boys Brawl, a multiplayer fighting game that may or may not ever be developed. But don't tell anyone that. So I don't know. That kind of raises some suspicion. Like, are they working for the game? Are they working on the game or not? Because this says, don't tell anybody, but we may or may not be working on a game, just because all of the other projects say they're going to do something, but it never happens, so we figured they could do the same thing. So I don't know. It seems like a cool project. I mean, it would be cool if people can then go to a game and earn some type of value within it. But what's the actual utility behind this? What are you getting out of it? So that is, let's see. Yeah, that was just another group of NFTs. Uh, yeah, show me your group. Yes, a secret character collect, but you may never be able to use it. They said that they may or may not be developing the game that the whole thing is developed around. Yeah, totally fine. Yeah, we would like to hear some of the ideas or some stuff behind the project if you want to bounce some ideas on us. How about XCBS? I haven't heard of them, but I will write it down so that I can look them up. Looks like a rug. Well, if it looks like a rug, let's see. CBS NFT. Is it Viacom? I'm not finding XCBS. If you want to post the link to that source in our Discord, then you can. We can go ahead and look it up. But from the searches that I'm doing, I'm not finding in any type of website or anything that they have. So that'll bring some red flags to the project right there. Yeah, I honestly haven't heard about them, so I don't want to talk too much about it before I know any information, because it could possibly be a really good project. So if you have any sources, just send them over. I would like to review them, and we can discuss them in future streams. But with that being said, we're going on 2 hours and 18 minutes of this stream. That will come to a conclusion here. And I want to thank you both for staying in the stream, and hope you enjoy your DART tokens. Thank you again for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one. Hope everybody has a great day, and peace out.